Hey everyone, it's been a while since I posted on this channel because I completely forgot about it. So, hi, shorter than the easel, been a while, and you can thank a lovely commenter on one of my videos. I will post a screenshot of it here. Thank you very much. I feel horrible for just ditching this channel just out of nowhere, but thank you so much for leaving the comment because if it wasn't for that and me checking my email earlier, I would not have posted this because I genuinely forgot. So, wrote myself a little outline of what to cover, and let's just start with where I went. What happened? My last video was in 2022. January of 2022. I think I know what happened. Aside from me just forgetting about the channel, let's just say tail end 2021 and early 2022 was not a good time for me. Some things happened in the family, so I tried posting here with the video before this of me drawing with, or redrawing what I had previously drawn with my non-dominant hand, but with my dominant hand. And as you saw, that video went nowhere, and then I never posted again because when things go wrong, when things happen, sometimes I distract myself with work. I distract myself with more work. And at that time, I had decided to focus on writing. I had made a decision that it was time to move on from art as a career and focus on something I've been wanting to pursue for a while, and that was writing. I wanted to write a book. I started looking into different sites like Submittable, different places I could just try to submit stories or anything just to basically get my feet off the ground. I basically hit the ground running. I just went for it. I dove in head first and didn't look back. And while since then I have been enjoying every second of being a writer and the course I've taken at the same time, I really didn't look back. And in that process, I unintentionally ditched this channel. And I am so sorry about that. I never meant to ditch the channel. I never meant to just up and leave. I could have sworn I made a video, but I guess I didn't, explaining that I was moving on from art as a career and possibly stepping away from the channel, but I just went for it. I just made the swap to writing and never looked back. I mean, part of my author bio on most things is artist turned author, and I kind of regret not coming back to this sooner. So where exactly have I been? Well, I have still been on YouTube. I have. I've revamped what was originally going to be a personal channel of mine and turned that into something else I've wanted to do for a while, and that was make a writing focused slash author channel, which I have, and it's Return to Writing. So if you put the little @ symbol and Return to Writing, you should be able to find me on here. Like, I'm currently working on a new video for that channel, but that's for that channel, not this channel. So I really have just been like doubling down on the writing career and writing books and series, and I have a published poetry book, which hang on, I may have printed out and framed my first 5-star rating on it on Amazon. Like, I just genuinely have been anywhere else but this profile because I've been focusing on being an author, on being a writer, and enjoying every second of it. I mean, that's not to say that art was not something I enjoyed. I have pursued art a majority of my life. I did multiple classes, programs, did an art camp. Heck, as you saw in one of my previous videos, I had an art gig back in 2018 with Raw Natural Born Artists. But that kind of leads me into the next thing I want to talk about. And that's why I made the swap to writing to begin with, because it's something I've been debating on for a while. It's just with how 2021 ended and 2022 began, something clicked in me where it was just like, it's now or never. There is no wrong time to do something. And I just went for it. Like I said, it's been something I've been debating on for a while, and 2018, that art show is really what initially sparked the idea to make the move, to make the choice. Because while it was great, it was an awesome experience. There were so many amazing artists and creators there. At the same time, while I should have felt like I was in the right place, in my element, at the same time I felt out of place. Something didn't feel right. And after that, it felt like everything just plateaued. I wasn't getting commissions. I wasn't really making any sales aside from once in a blue moon on TeePublic and Teespring. So I really, aside from the channel at that point, had been flip-flopping on whether or not to continue to pursue art as a career at all, because I knew something didn't feel right. Something felt off. And in 2019, I had decided to give myself a challenge in November. And if you're in the writing community, you know that November is typical National Novel Writing Month. While I didn't take part in that, I gave myself the challenge of writing a short story a day. It didn't matter if it was finished, it didn't matter if it was good. It was just to get the juices flowing, to see if it was something that I wanted to do, like if I really wanted to follow this. And also, I mean, just to get me in the habit of writing again, because at that point, I really hadn't written anything in a while. But once I started doing that, I realized I missed writing. I missed creating worlds and characters. And I mean, one thing that I loved in a lot of my own videos here was the character making videos. Like, even going back to when I used to do like what was it, Mystical Mondays, or I would just be making fantasy characters, and I enjoyed that so much, but it began to feel almost like a chore, and I didn't like that. It felt, I hate to say art wasn't fun anymore, but it was becoming less enjoyable on my end. And especially between YouTube, Instagram, it also very much felt like I was just making art for the sake of content and not because I enjoyed it. And that's when I really needed to step back. So in 2020, if I remember correctly, that's when I initially was like, okay, I'm going to start treating art like a hobby. I'm not going to really pursue it, but I still had commissions open. I still had my shops going. I still do have my shops going if you want to support me as a creator that way. But I stopped really treating it like a job. I stopped making art purely for content. And if I made a video, I made a video. But it wasn't like, oh yeah, no, this art piece is specifically for the video. This is just, okay, I have some stuff I want to try out. I'm going to try it out for the video. If I want to do this for a video, I'll do it for a video. But I wasn't forcing myself to make content. And the more I did that, the more it's just like, yeah, no, it was slowly becoming fun again because I wasn't forcing myself to make it for YouTube or for Instagram. And when 2021 hit, I really stopped, I hate to say really making art, but I really stopped making art. At least what I felt was art. And I don't even remember half the stuff I made for this channel, so I don't remember if I did much in 2021. To be fair, these past few years, understandably, have been just a blend. It's been a mishmash. of memories. But yeah, no, just my making art just fizzled out as time went on. And then when 2022 started, given how 2021 ended, I tried to keep it going and I just couldn't. And when whatever clicked as either a coping mechanism or just some spark or epiphany that I had tail in 2021, given just how everything was for me at the time, between work, between life in general, just whatever that spark was that got me to focus more on writing and just deep dive into it, that's really when I was just like, okay, if I make art, it's going to be for fun, but I am sidelining that as a career. I am focusing purely on writing. And I'm glad I did because 2022, I ended up working on multiple projects. I have I have a fantasy adventure series on Kindle Vella, Deal of Deception. Right now it's only 4 episodes, if I remember correctly. First 3 episodes are free. I have a poetry book that I released that summer, Poems for Pennies. You can find it on Amazon. I'm working on another poetry book. I I'm very close to finishing the first draft of my, as I've learned, the genre is magical realism. My magical realism book, The Collectors. And I mean, I also kind of am dabbling in game development because A, learned that it's very easy to make just a simple point and click game, but B, point and click games are very story oriented, and I can combine my love for art and my love for writing into one thing that's also interactive. And I've always been a sucker for choose your own adventure stories, so it gives me a chance to do that. And I mean, it's not like I haven't been making art. I did that painting right there. Above it is a self portrait that I made. Heck, this, right here, that is an illustration from my poetry book because I wrote the poems and illustrated each one. Heck, I even did the cover art. So it's not like I haven't been utilizing my art skills at all because I made the cover for this. Like this is the first edit copy of one of my books. This is the magical realism book I was talking about, The Collectors, which hopefully will have the first draft done soon. Or this. Like this is just a collection of unfinished projects that I made that I printed out just to make it easier for me to read through, and it's taught me so much about just formatting and different things about publishing a book because it taught me about like font sizes, line spacing, what a gutter is because that's what this space in here is. I've been I've been finding so much love in this combination of using my art for my books and just learning more about making a book and everything that goes into it. And I never found that spark. I hate to say while making art, but I never found that spark while just making art. And it's not to say that I didn't enjoy it because I did. It's something I've pursued for years. And I'll admit, when I first realized I didn't want to pursue it as a career anymore, it felt like a slap in the face. And I was just like, this whole time, this thing that I've used as I'm trying to think of how to describe me in writing because it's something I use as a fallback. Something I would always fall back on whenever I would be in like some sort of creative slump because it's something I enjoyed. It was a fun escape every now and then because I love creating these different worlds just for some reason I can never translate that to only doing that in art. So art just felt I hate to say it felt boring, but it felt boring. And writing just working on all of these different things this this has been the most fun I've had in so long for anything. And it's taught me so much about myself in the process. That being said, though, this channel has done so much for me. It's taught me so much about myself and my art in general. But I don't know where this channel is gonna go after this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel after this. I've pretty much mostly been posting on my other profiles, my other channel. I pretty much am under the handle NanoFicto92 on most other platforms like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr. Yes, I am on Tumblr. Heck, even Post.news. I'm NanoFicto92 on there. I have pretty much made that choice to pursue this. And in that pursuit, I unintentionally left you guys behind, and I am so sorry for that. I never meant to do that intentionally, it just unfortunately happened. Now, as far as the channel goes, I might post every now and then, I don't know. But for now, consider this my apology to you guys and just an idea of what happened and where I've been. So if you wanna go through my old videos again and just enjoy those, you're free to watch. If you wanna see what I'm up to, again, I am Return to Writing on my other channel here. That would be at the at symbol and Return to Writing. And actually, speaking of that channel, the video I'm working on for that one, the next one is going to be this is probably the worst video to bring this up on, but the next video is going to be a Garten of Banban video because as a writer and someone who loves horror games, and I see the potential the game had and the story had. I sort of wanted to challenge myself to see where I could take this story, or at least a story element that they kinda just put to the wayside. So yeah, I don't know if I'll post again on here, but for now, we have this. So this has been Shorter Than the Easel, and I guess I will see you when I see you. I love you guys.